You might have a coin sitting in your pocket right now that looks completely ordinary, but could secretly be worth a life-changing amount of money. A 2013 quarter dollar. Yes, the same kind you use every day without even thinking. But here's the shocking truth. Some 2013 quarters have stunned collectors, reaching unbelievable values, while certain rare, dirty-looking pennies have crossed into the millions. And today you're going to discover exactly why. Most people see a quarter as just 25 cents, but collectors see something very different. They see history, rarity, and hidden mistakes that can turn a simple coin into a treasure. Back in 2013, the United States Mint released several quarters as part of the America the Beautiful series. These coins weren't just currency. They were small pieces of art, each one honoring a national park or historic site. In 2013, 5 designs were released: White Mountain National Forest, Perry's Victory, Great Basin, Fort McHenry, and Mount Rushmore. Millions of these coins entered circulation, but here's where things get interesting. Not all coins are created equal. Some 2013 quarters have rare errors, and these errors are what collectors hunt for. Imagine a coin with a double strike, where the design appears slightly duplicated, or an off-center strike where part of the design is missing. Even a small mistake at the mint can turn a regular quarter into something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about condition. This is where the real money begins. A 2013 quarter in average circulated condition is still just worth face value. But if you find one in near-perfect condition, what collectors call mint state 67 or higher, its value can jump dramatically. These coins are extremely rare because most quarters get used, scratched, and worn down over time. But here's the twist that most people don't expect. Sometimes the dirtiest, ugliest coins are the most valuable. That's right. A coin that looks like trash could actually be a hidden jackpot. Collectors never judge a coin by its appearance alone. They look deeper. They search for rare metal compositions, minting errors, and historical significance. And this brings us to one of the craziest stories in coin collecting history, the so-called dirty penny phenomenon. There have been rare pennies covered in grime and overlooked for years that later turned out to be worth massive amounts. In extreme cases, rare coins with unique errors or compositions have sold for astonishing prices, even reaching into the millions. Now you might be wondering, could a 2013 quarter really be worth millions, like an $8.5 million coin? Let's be clear. No standard 2013 quarter has ever officially sold for that kind of price. But the point is this: the coin market is unpredictable. When a coin is one of a kind, when it has a never-before-seen error, or when collectors compete fiercely at auction, prices can explode beyond imagination. Think about it. Every rare coin that is now worth millions was once just ordinary change. Someone, somewhere, almost spent it without realizing its true value. So what should you look for in your 2013 quarters? First, check the mint mark. Coins from San Francisco, especially proof coins, can be more valuable. Next, inspect the coin carefully. Look for doubling in the letters or design. Check if the image is off-center. Look for unusual textures or missing details. Even a tiny flaw could mean big money. Also pay attention to the edge of the coin. A standard quarter has a reeded edge. If you ever find one with a smooth edge or unusual thickness, that could be a rare minting error. And don't forget weight. A coin that feels slightly heavier or lighter than normal could be something special. Here's something most people don't realize. Many valuable coins are still out there, hidden in circulation. They're sitting in jars, wallets, and drawers. People ignore them every single day. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting. The treasure hunt is real. And while not every 2013 quarter will make you rich, the possibility is always there. That one coin, that one mistake, that one discovery that could change everything. So next time you get change, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. That quarter in your hand might not just be 25 cents. It might be a piece of history. It might be rare. It might be valuable. And if you're lucky, it might be worth far more than you ever imagined. Because in the world of coins, the biggest fortunes often come from the smallest discoveries. You're holding a coin right now that most people ignore every single day. But what if I told you one ordinary-looking quarter from 2006 could secretly be worth a fortune? And in rare cases, collectors have paid insane amounts of money for coins with hidden errors and history that almost no one notices. This is not just another coin story. This is about the 2006 quarter dollar, a piece of American history minted by the United States Mint, and how a simple coin in your pocket could turn into something collectors fight over. Back in 2006, the US was deep into the famous 50-state quarters program, one of the most successful coin series ever created. That year featured beautiful designs from states like Nevada, Nebraska, Colorado, North Dakota, and South Dakota. Millions of these coins were produced, and at first glance they all look completely normal. But here's where things get interesting. Not all 2006 quarters are equal. Some of them were struck with rare minting errors, unusual conditions, or unique characteristics that transformed them from 25-cent coins into highly valuable collectibles. These errors can include off-center strikes, double dies, missing layers, or even coins struck on the wrong metal. And when collectors discover these rare features, the value skyrockets. Now imagine this, a coin that looks dirty, worn out, and completely worthless. Something you might even throw away without thinking twice, could actually be hiding a multi-thousand-dollar secret. That's exactly what happened with what collectors call the dirty penny phenomenon. A dirty, damaged-looking coin often hides details that only experts can see. Dirt can actually protect the surface, preserving rare errors or original mint luster underneath. Some collectors have found coins in terrible condition that turned out to be extremely rare once cleaned properly by professionals. And while the idea of an $8.4 million coin sounds unbelievable, the truth is this: coins have sold for millions in the past, especially when they combine rarity, condition, and historical importance. While a 2006 quarter reaching that exact number would require an extremely unique and rare error, the possibility of finding a high-value coin in everyday circulation is very real. Think about that for a second. Every time you get change, every time you ignore a coin, you could be overlooking something special. The 2006 quarter features the familiar image of George Washington on the front, a design that has been part of American coinage since 1932. But it's the reverse side that changes depending on the state, and that's where collectors pay close attention. For example, certain state quarters from 2006 have known variations that can increase their value significantly. Coins minted in Denver or Philadelphia can have slight differences, and those tiny details can mean everything in the world of coin collecting. Condition also plays a massive role. A 2006 quarter in perfect, uncirculated condition can be worth far more than one that has been used for years. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional grading services can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on demand. But the real treasure lies in errors. A small mistake during the minting process can turn a common coin into a collector's dream. Imagine a quarter with a double image or one that's slightly misaligned. These are the coins that experts search for, and they are willing to pay big money when they find them. So what should you do right now? Start checking your coins. Look closely at every 2006 quarter you come across. Pay attention to unusual marks, strange shapes, or anything that looks different from a normal coin. Don't clean your coins yourself, because that can reduce their value instantly. Instead, keep them safe and consider having them evaluated by a professional if something seems unusual. Because here's the reality: most people will never notice these details. Most people will spend these coins without a second thought, but you're not most people. You now know that even a simple quarter from 2006 could hold hidden value, and that knowledge alone puts you ahead of millions. And who knows, the next time you check your pocket, your wallet, or that jar of coins sitting at home, you might just discover something that changes everything. You might have a coin sitting in your pocket right now that looks completely ordinary, maybe even a little dirty, scratched, or forgotten at the bottom of a drawer. But what if I told you that one small quarter or even a dirty old penny could secretly be worth thousands? Or in rare cases, even millions? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 2001 quarter dollar, its history, hidden value, and the shocking truth about how some seemingly worthless coins have stunned collectors with unbelievable prices. Let's start with the 2001 quarter. This coin is part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program, one of the most successful coin series ever released in the United States. By 2001, the program was in full swing, and 5 states were honored that year: New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Kentucky. Millions of these quarters were minted, and most people spent them without thinking twice. But here's where things get interesting. Not all 2001 quarters are the same. Some of them were struck with rare minting errors, and those errors are what can turn a simple 25-cent coin into something worth serious money. Coins produced at the United States Mint sometimes come out with mistakes, and collectors go crazy for these unique pieces. Imagine finding a 2001 quarter with a double die error, where the design appears slightly duplicated, or a coin with an off-center strike, where the image is shifted and looks incomplete. These kinds of errors are not just cool to look at, they can be extremely valuable. Some rare error quarters have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition and rarity. Now let's talk about mint marks. Your 2001 quarter could have a small letter like P or D on it, showing whether it was made in Philadelphia or Denver. Sometimes the number of coins produced at a certain mint, combined with errors or unusual features, can make a specific version much harder to find. But here's the part that really gets people excited. Condition matters more than anything. A coin that has never been circulated, meaning it looks almost brand new, can be worth far more than one that's been used for years. These are called uncirculated coins, and collectors are always hunting for them. Even a tiny difference in quality can mean the difference between 25 cents and hundreds of dollars. Now let's switch gears to something even more shocking: the idea of a dirty penny worth millions. It sounds unbelievable, but it has happened before. In the world of rare coins, appearance can be deceiving. Some of the most valuable coins ever discovered looked completely ordinary at first glance. Take the famous 1943 copper Lincoln penny as an example. During World War II, pennies were supposed to be made of steel to save copper for the war effort. But a few copper pennies were accidentally struck, and today they are among the rarest coins in existence. One of these coins has sold for well over $1 million, proving that even a small mistake can create massive value. So when people talk about an $8.3 million dirty penny, they're tapping into a real truth about coin collecting. It's not about how shiny or clean a coin looks. It's about rarity, history, and unique characteristics. A coin covered in dirt could still be a hidden treasure if it has the right features. Back to the 2001 quarter, you might be wondering if you could actually have one of these valuable coins. The answer is yes, it's possible. These coins are still out there in circulation, in old jars, piggy banks, and collections that haven't been checked in years. That's why so many collectors encourage people to look closely at their spare change. When examining your coin, pay attention to unusual details. Look for doubling in the letters or numbers. Check if the design looks off-center. See if there are any strange marks or features that don't look normal. And most importantly, don't clean your coin. Cleaning can actually reduce its value and make it less desirable to collectors. Another factor that can increase value is grading. Professional grading services evaluate coins based on their condition and authenticity. A high-grade coin can sell for significantly more than a lower-grade version of the same coin. That's why serious collectors often send their coins to be graded. The story of the 2001 quarter and the dirty penny teaches us something powerful. Treasure doesn't always look like treasure. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, disguised as something ordinary. And the only way to find it is to look a little closer, to pay attention, and to understand what makes a coin truly special. So the next time you get a quarter in your change, don't just spend it without thinking. Take a second look. That small coin could carry a story, a rare mistake, or a hidden value that most people would never notice. And who knows, you might just be holding a piece of history that could change everything. Stay curious, keep searching, and never underestimate the value of what you already have in your hands.